We got that negativity side. Let's get to your winners first. You picked the Raiders to beat the Colts, but here comes Jeff Saturday, victorious bow on those crazy few days in Indy. Sounds like a winner to me.
You know, everybody made such a big deal of it, and all last week, if you listen to me, and I said this, look, it's a weird hire, but it's just football. I mean, think about that. He's the head coach. When you're a head coach, basically your job is to manage your coaches and manage the players. It's not about you and the X's and O's. There's not always been a guy who's been an X's and O's guy who's been the head coach. Jeff Saturday knows the game. He knows players. Is it a weird hire? Absolutely. Is it too big a job for the guy? No, it's just football. Heck, I sit in the green room every Sunday with Rick Spielman, and I'm a better general manager than he is. It's just football. I mean, that's all it is. It's just football. And there's my other winners, by the way. The Vikings, we got to give them a lot of credit. They're 8-1, and all they do is keep winning games. And then the Chiefs. You know what? People bury the Chiefs. Oh, he lost Tyreek Hill. He did this. He did that. All they do is continue to move the football, score points. He threw touchdown passes to 3 guys yesterday that nobody saw coming, including Kadarius Toney is going to be a big weapon for him. Patrick Mahomes is the real deal. They're the number 1 seed. The Chiefs stay at the top.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney toeing the sideline on his touchdown, first of his career for him.
Brickley Pete this morning here, right, Rick? What about your winners? We got a goat overseas get a W. A little positivity here.
I'm sitting in the green room with Pete. I got to go with the Tampa Bay Bucks offense. They have averaged just 60 yards per game rushing, and they had a new formula. They must have figured something out flying over to Germany on that plane, because they ran the ball 44 times yesterday. Tom Brady did not throw as much. They were a well-balanced attack, and when they're well-balanced and the way their defense played yesterday, they're going to get in the playoffs. Dan Campbell, kudos to him, getting his first NFL road win as a head coach at the Detroit Lions. Gritty performance. Last year, they went 3-3 at the end of the season and got on a little run. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that again this year. And Christian Watson, like we talked about earlier, thank God I don't have to ever watch that video again of me dropping the ball. But you look at his speed, you look at his ability to extend and catch the ball. This is what the Green Bay Packers saw when they moved up and traded to go up and get him in the draft this year. So you see the potential there. He still has a few drops, but he definitely is improving as the season goes along, as long as he can stay healthy and stay on the field.
His coming out party for sure. First rookie to record 3 receiving touchdowns against the Cowboys, and 2, a guy named Randy Moss did it back in 1998 on Thanksgiving Day there when it comes to your winners, Rick.
On the losing side, Pete, we had some bad news for Brandon and his Cowboys. They took that L last night.
Yeah, and you blew a 14-point lead, and in the fourth quarter, that should never happen on the road to a Green Bay team that had been lifeless on offense. But more so, there's other things that are concerning. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions. One in the end zone was a terrible throw. They said there was miscommunication on him. But the other thing is this. They're supposed to be a defense that closes out games. That's why you have Micah Parsons. They didn't close out that game. That's a red flag. They got run on, which is a red flag. And Micah Parsons said it's because of gap integrity. And the third thing, penalties. They always seem to show up in big moments for the Dallas Cowboys. And we saw that in overtime when they had a long run and it was called back for a hold. They had a receiver line up offsides. That's inexcusable. So they're one of the losers. I go back to the Bills. You know, remember the old movie, All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise? Remember they handed off to Salvucci and he fumbled and they lost the game that way? That's what the Buffalo Bills did. They botched the snap and lost the game. They gave the Minnesota Vikings a gift that should never happen. And oh, by the way, Sean McDermott, when you're up, you can take a field goal to go up 3 scores from the 25-yard line instead of trying to get a touchdown. It would have made it up by 21. Instead, they didn't get anything. They got picked off. Their situational football has to come and play at times. And then the Rams. Give me a break. Bury the Rams. They're done. I'm getting my shovel out. You know, that's my new shtick. I grab a shovel. I bury a team. I dig the hole and throw them in. The Rams are done. Cooper Kupp is out now with an ankle injury. The quarterback, does it really matter? Matt Stafford's terrible. They've had 9 different offensive lines start for them, and not a one of them can block anybody. This team is a disaster. The Super Bowl hangover is real, and nobody's fixing it.
Rick, they're 3-6. They are the defending Super Bowl champs until we have a new champion crowned. Do you think they're done as well?
No, Pete, that's his new shtick. But it's not a Super Bowl hangover. It's a Super Bowl lack of talent. They went all in. They went out, made all those trades. They gave away all those, draft picks away.
Yeah,
and now you have to pay the credit card, and you lose guys, but you don't have the draft capital to replace those type of guys.
It's only been a year, too. Cooper Kupp going. I mean, OBJ is still out there. I'm just saying that there's a possibility.
Why would OBJ go there?
Yeah.
He don't want to go there. He don't want to go there. He wants to play for a winner.
Yeah, he's going to go to Brandon's Green Bay Packers.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. You bring that back from the A block. How about your losers here? I'm not going to be the only one picked on today. How about your losers here? What you got?
I got to start with the Denver Broncos. If you want to cry, Pete, cry with the Denver Broncos. They had a bye week. You think Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson would figure out the offense. They scored 10 first-half points, but were shut out in the second half by a Tennessee defense that were down 4 starters. That's a shame the way the Broncos are heading right now. And then Josh McDaniels, we talked about it. How do you lose? Because it's just football, so I guess it's not as bad a loss apparently to Pete. But it is if a guy has never coached anything but high school football. They're in shambles right now, and I don't know if they will ever recover the rest of the year from this. They just look disoriented, dysfunctional, penalties, just not a very well-disciplined football team. And finally, the New Orleans Saints. Are they gone downhill as well? They continue to struggle on offense. Andy Dalton struggled last week in a loss. They went with it again this week. They were 3 of 12 on third downs, 2 critical interceptions in the fourth quarter. They lost the time of possession by over 17 minutes. In their fourth quarter, if you look at that drive, they have an interception, they get stopped on 4th and 1, and then throw another interception. Pittsburgh gets the ball back and runs the game out. As Pete says, if he's got a new shtick, I don't know which stick, he's got like 100 new shticks, but put a shovel in him and bury him. They're done.
Pete, I'm curious, looking at those losers for Rick here, when you look at the Broncos, Saints, and Raiders, I mean, you can say the season's pretty much over, but can those 3 kind of salvage anything the rest of the year here in your eyes, or no?
No, they're done. I mean, the Saints have a possibility because their division is so bad that there's still a possibility in that division. And by the way, guys, I just want to let you know, I got work to do today, but I made it through last week, and I don't know how. I came out of Sunday. I worked all day Sunday. I was a little emotional. And, oh, by the way, I don't make what Derek Carr makes, but I promise I'm going to do my best next week. I promise.
I'm glad we were able to get some impersonation back out from a crying Pete Prisco, and Rick Spielman.
That's how you go viral, by the way. You set yourself up, just so you know.
Get that going, and we'll put that on a loop for everyone to see. You mentioned the NFC South, Pete did, and you look at the division. I'm just saying, do not forget about my Panthers. Sitting at 3-7, there's still life left in the division. The Bucs are not running away with it.
No.
At even 500, the division is anyone's up for grabs. I like the chances, and we'll see what's happening. Go ahead to break and hit the hardwood.
Like the odds,
come
but not
back.
directly. Give up.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.